shoot and injure the former president.
If it was such a if it was such a fucking minor injury, that would make more sense.
According to law enforcement sources, the 20-year-old Pennsylvania man fired from an AR-style rifle. The suspected shooter was killed by a Secret Service sniper.
Average PA voter.
Well, if
that's
true,
like all we know about him is he looks like that.
That's very disturbing. Sometimes the intelligence
and they knew for 10 days there was a threat. What was the threat that they knew? Like, what do you mean?
In a very highly sensitive SCI environment where you have to be very careful how you distribute the information. But no matter what, if there's a threat against the president, the agents on the ground and the local police officers providing protection need to know the specifics of the threat so they can take appropriate countermeasures.
Another one is that the agent...
Yeah, if they were told some pasty white nerd was carrying a rangefinder and had a bomb in his car, they probably would have been looking for him. They might have listened to the people being like, please, there's someone with a gun on the roof. But, you know, maybe they should just listen to people saying that anyway. I don't know. And not, like, get too scared to apprehend when they do find them. Yeah, the classic bandage. It looks like a little package. Like a little parcel. You get like a tiny mini USB-C cable in. Just a little foam package. You take your little cable out. You're like, oh, thank you. Throw it away. It's shipping parchment. Silica pouch. Kinda, yeah. You just put it on his little ear. They said do not eat, but I ate it.
Charge of, quote...
I ate it. I ate many. I ate too many to count. Do not eat. No one tells me what to do. I'm the president.
Identifying...
Bring me the poison.
Site vulnerabilities was new to the job, that this rally was her first role in securing a large outdoor space. Your thoughts on that? And one would think that there would have been multiple people involved in ensuring that the space was safe. Your thoughts?
Well, there are multiple people involved, but as a new agent, you need to have an opportunity to be exposed to such big venues like the Trump rally. I'm sure there was other agents assigned to assist her, but I do want to say that the failures there are just not defensible. As a retired agent and even current agents, we feel that we really dropped.
Dude, they're really not. They're trying not to show any news, I think. I think they're trying not to show any news or provide any new information. They just want to, like, tread old ground on purpose because they don't want to talk about the fact that this was a fucking Nazi. And whatever else happened, I don't know. Maybe they fucking knew about it. If they knew for 10 days that there was a threat and didn't do anything, didn't even fucking prep people, weren't even on the lookout, like, what the fuck? What else is that? God damn. Yeah, it's probably the woman Secret Service agent. God. Anyway. Speaking of FBI, local star moth. Thank you for the 11 months.
Italian Grandpa yearn for sunlight. Please let me out. Please.
No, Grandpa. You're not allowed. The sunlight is bad for you. I'm skipping the rest of this fucking stupid video. I want to see if there's any new information. Apparently, the FBI is in, quote, total meltdown mode over Epstein files, giving agents polygraph tests. Apparently, this isn't even the first time. They did this when they came in. More polygraphs. Even they don't even work, dude. They're like so high on their own fucking propaganda. They think polygraph tests are like legitimate tests of whether or not someone's lying.
Polygraph tests, forced
dumbass fucking Law and Order brained morons.
retirements, And sudden, mysterious, unexplained absences. A wave of brand new reporting reveals that the nation's top law enforcement agency has devolved into a Lord of the Flies situation under Donald Trump. The New York Times reveals that the FBI has turned a tool normally used to root out those who may have betrayed the country against their own. Dozens of top FBI officials have reportedly been forced to take polygraph tests. Many of them have been asked, quote, whether they have said anything negative about FBI Director Kash Patel.
No fucking way, dude. Anything negative about Kash Patel? That's an fucking insane question. Anything ever. Fake country, dude. The podcaster that took over the FBI, who's a fucking idiot. You can't ever say anything negative about him. And if you do, we'll know. It's literally loyalty tests, but they think a polygraph is like a legitimate test. It's not. It's fucking pseudoscience that people use to coerce confessions and falsify court testimony. This is so embarrassing. Yeah, it's inadmissible in court. I don't even think you can require this. But I mean, fucking, as if, what are you gonna go to the union? Fuck off. It'll just fire you. Aren't there like 2 states where polygraphs are illegal? I actually don't know. Hopefully. Based if so.
In one instance, officials were forced to take a polygraph as the agency sought to determine who disclosed the news that Mr. Patel had demanded a service weapon, an unusual request given.
He wanted a... Oh, don't give this guy a gun. Oh my God, don't give this guy a gun. He signed up for the biggest desk job in Washington, the director of the FBI, and he wanted a gun? The last interview they did was literally in the fucking firing range because they're so fucking lame. He's cross-eyed. Don't do it.
That he's not an agent. The FBI has declined to comment to the New York Times, but former FBI officials are speaking.
And you can't talk shit about this guy. They'll polygraph you. Do you think it's embarrassing that he asked for a gun as the director of the FBI? Oh my God. Yeah, if you lie, the machine will kill you.
Out. The New York Times reports this, quote, the moves, former Bureau officials say, are politically charged and highly inappropriate, underscoring what they describe as an alarming quest for fealty at the FBI, where there is little tolerance for dissent.
This is so embarrassing.
Mr. Patel or his deputy, Dan Bongino, former officials say, could cost people their job. One of the agents who was ordered to take a polygraph test was a guest on this program on Wednesday, Michael Feinberg. He was forced out of the FBI over his friendship with former FBI agent Pete Strzok, who has been a target.
Wait, Kash Patel is married to a Mossad agent? I don't think he's married. He has a girlfriend, but the only sources I can see on this are Times of India. FBI Director Kash Patel's 19 years younger girlfriend in the news over Epstein files. 19 years younger girlfriend. That's a fucking hilarious headline. 19 years younger girlfriend. Alexis Wilkins, huh? Singer. Uh-huh. Born and raised in Europe. Europe? He's a country singer? Where Europe? What is this website, dude? She like 24? Why is she dating Kash Patel? 19 years younger girlfriend. She's 26. I feel like if I was dating Kash Patel. Ew. He's 45. Ew. He polygraphs her every night to make sure she still likes him. Yeah, have you said anything? Have you said anything about, have you said anything negative about Kash Patel? Ever? Wait, who is this? Marissa Straight, CEO of PragerU? They're saying she's a Mossad operative because she works for PragerU. PragerU is Mossad? I mean, apparently the fucking CEO used to be in the IOF, Military Intelligence Unit 8200. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, actually. Uh-oh. Dennis! Where are you, Dennis? 8200 is like NSA. Still not great. Still not great. Go ahead and put them in schools. Sounds good. Sounds cool. I like that. I like that. Speaking of PragerU, this happened this week. Yeah, Red State. Oh my God, Red State.
In celebration of America's 250th birthday.
Stop it. Oh my God, it's fucking Red State partners with PragerU to allow teachers to pass PragerU America First. It's fucking blocked with the... I'm not allowing ads. PragerU is in schools, alright? They use it for the curriculum in red states. It's really fucked up. It's like demonic. Fun fact, Google's upper ranks are full of former 8200 and CIA guys. Yeah, I knew that about CIA. Ugh.
Target of Donald Trump's now for years and years and years. In a post last week on the Lawfare blog, he writes this, quote, "I would be asked to submit to a polygraph exam probing the nature of my friendship with Pete Strzok, and as I was quietly informed by another friendlier senior employee, what could only be described as a latter-day struggle session. I would be expected to grovel, beg forgiveness, and pledge loyalty as part of the FBI's cultural revolution brought about by Patel and Bongino's ascension to the highest echelons of American law enforcement and intelligence."
It is so funny. Why are they making a comparison to struggle sessions, like the fucking cultural revolution concept? Like they're making allusions to communism and like communist revolutionary politics. What the fuck are you saying? No. This is like, for example, Hitler and his fucking generals and administration officials purging non-loyalists. USA kind of schizophrenic? Yeah, I know. Night of the Long Knives type shit? Not quite. It's the kind of shit that predates that, though. It's the kind of escalation that creates a permission structure for a Night of the Long Knives. Because who's gonna oppose them internally if everyone's been fucking polygraphed to like them? Hitler used communist aesthetics too. That's true as well. It is a long-standing fascist tradition to steal every aesthetic from fucking communism, including the drip. Including the drip. They ruined it. Communists and socialists were literally the first people to wear red armbands. In America, they wore red neckerchiefs and were called rednecks. Not because they worked in the sun or whatever. We gotta bring back red neckerchiefs, I think. It's in line with the American tradition. Commies still do it better? Always. Always.
Feinberg quit before taking that polygraph, and so have a lot of other people. According to the New York Times, quote, top agents in about 40%.
40%? 40% of top agents in field offices have either retired, been ousted, or moved into different jobs. Wow! Okay, so the only people left are the Chinese insurgents, right? The only people left are the Chinese double agents, I think. Just along for the ride, following orders. Do nothing, win. Well, if you know, in 2018, I think, 2019, there was a big story that came out in the New York Times that detailed China's anti-espionage and counterintelligence measures internally in China that resulted in the deaths of 30 CIA agents. And I don't remember how many it said. I don't think they even knew. But there was a number of fucking turnovers, like what's the word, defectors. They've gotten people to defect from the American intelligence community, and I don't believe that America has found them at all. I do not believe that. They would definitely be talking about it. Does this mean I don't have to worry about Fed posting anymore? Yeah, all the Feds got fired. No, it's about Twitch TOS mainly. And about making yourself, like, you know, chill in a leftist community. Don't make yourself look like you're trying to honeypot people. Or be an accelerationist or something. I hope China invades the West. I will commit treason so hard. I mean, that's obviously a joke, but... you know. Joking. It's a joke. Is treason against Twitch TOS? It's weird I'm now way more radical in my 30s than I was in my 20s. It's a myth that you get more conservative as you get older, by the way. That's a very long-standing myth. That, you know who likes to say that the most? Baby boomers, who historically, even when they were younger, were the most conservative generation. They were conservative during the Vietnam War, when they were fighting in it. And they were conservative about it. Like, there was a reason it went on as long as it did. There were a lot of defenders of it. And enthusiastic enlistees. Or even enthusiastic draftees. Gen X is the worst generation. They are the spawn of baby boomers, so yeah, kinda. They embody almost all of the worst parts of baby boomers and none of the good parts. And they're all like landlord pilled. They love landlords and being a landlord. Aren't all the most famous communist leaders really old? Wait, what do you mean? Most of them are dead, but a lot of them did die because they were old. Trump is old.
Of the field offices have either retired, been ousted, or moved into different jobs. All of this is happening as the top brass at the FBI...
My Gen X parents are just super libs. When you have the kind of goals and ambition necessary to reckon with what America is and what needs to be done for the working class, you will look at liberals and conservatives as an obstacle of the same height. You know what I mean? A hurdle of the same height. They're not any different. From the socialist materialist perspective, a liberal is just as reactionary as a conservative, just about different things and to different degrees. Just as reactionary, just as deluded from their material conditions, and just as blind as to any real vision for America. Liberalism is over. Neoliberalism as a project has doomed the planet and failed in its entirety, and is now only clinging on to power as it morphs into neo-fascism. Ah! I dropped my joint. My dad is in a hole like that. I mean, there are a lot of people, and I think more people than meets the eye, I guess, or than a lot of people will assume, that will just go along with it. You know what I mean? They will move with the tide. They don't have to be convinced now. They'll see the results. They'll see what fucking Zoran can do in New York City and start being like, well, maybe I can do this here. Suddenly, it's not going to look so pie in the sky to provide free transit in a fucking major city. Or tax the 1% at the state level to pay for social programs that are directly redistributive, like state-owned grocery stores. Public transit is, I think, such an easy thing to get people on, because even older people, as reactionary as possible, still want buses to work. They want them to be fast. They don't care if they cost money. They know that it helps commerce. They know that it helps people. It's a popular investment. My parents just don't want to hear about any of it, but if they do talk about the reliefs, it's very conservative. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just cowardice. If they don't want to hear about it, they don't want to hear about it, but, you know, ignorance is bliss.
And DOJ are in turmoil, roiled by the implosion of one of the biggest conspiracy theories that animates MAGA these days. It has to do with the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. On that, Axios reports this, quote,
there are so many people that support socialist policy, but literally cannot support it when it's called socialism. My mom says they're just common sense policies, not socialism. That's when you got to start using like examples like Bernie and Zoran and be like, well, all of their policies are good, right? And they happen to both identify as socialist. It's almost like the conditions created by capitalism, which you can consistently point to being the reason for the issues that we have, make socialism look like common sense. Because it is. It's not that it's not that socialism isn't common sense. It's that it is common sense, and it's so like obvious because of where we are. And everybody can point to those things, whether or not they can articulate them with the proper like Marxist theory vernacular. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wonder if we'll get socialism that liberals claim as their own policies. People will drop the label of liberal when they see the results. Not just the results of what socialism can do, but how electable it is. There's more and more DSA like signups every fucking month now. Like it's increasingly destigmatized in this country to be an open socialist and run for office, and that is a huge jump forward in politics. It's just because of where we are. And being policy forward is exactly how you move the Overton window more and more and more to the left, which is desperately needed in this country. Policy forward, focused on affordability, people's material conditions, their jobs, their housing, their utilities, their kids, their transport. There's so much wrong with this fucking country. There's so much to do. Anyway. Momdaniacs, rise up. Do you want to take a polygraph test with my totally real polygraph machine that it totally isn't a copier machine? Hashtag The Wire reference. I've never seen The Wire. Do you want to take my polygraph test that says if you're mean to me, you will get fired? Surely you will pass.
FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino took a day off work Friday after clashing at the White House with Attorney General Pam Bondi over their handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Bongino did not come to work on Friday, leading some insiders to believe he had quit. But administration officials say he is still on the job, even as the internal tension over the Epstein case continues. When staffers at the FBI are wondering if the Bureau's number 2 has abruptly quit, and roughly 40% of all field offices have seen major upheaval, it should come as no surprise that concerns are mounting that the FBI is wholly unprepared to handle whatever comes its way.
This is going to have some pretty bizarre repercussions, I think. I don't know what the fuck is going to... Like, it's pretty insane. I don't know. It's hard to be upset watching the tentacles of empire wither and recede. You know what I mean? In real time, just because of pure incompetence. This is something that would never have otherwise happened. Like, along with the defunding of USAID, for the good it did, it also did a lot of fucking soft power leverage and a lot of negative long-term things. So are these fucking FBI field offices, like... I've seen so many videos today of MAGA setting their red hats on fire. Really? Can you link me some? What the fuck? That's awesome. We didn't see any of those during Hogwatch. They're pissed? Oh my god, we can do another one, I guess. Oh, by the way, I'm still looking for conservative rap in the Discord. ! Discord. Join the Piscord. Go to the stream submissions. Find me some conservative rap to review for a video on the second channel, Peeden channel. We're gonna do roasting conservative rap for...
Go to Matt Finn.
This is 2019. Protesters light MAGA hats on fire outside of Keep America Great rally in Minnesota. Ew, Greg Gutfeld gives blunt takes on Jeffrey Epstein. I need to see every fucking right-winger's take on this shit, man.
Last month, at the height of the conflict with Iran.
They're all, yeah, blunt takes, meaning like, just trust the president. He wouldn't do anything wrong. More recent. Not on the grill, bro. You can never use that again. You're getting fucking, oh my god. You're ruining the grill. No! Get that off of there! Furious MAGA hit out at Trump. Epstein backlash. What the fuck is this, dude? ET Times? Times it's Times of India, of course it is. They're always posting these like crazy, like, as soon as stories drop, immediately they'll post these like insane like compilations. Music, dude. Ew, don't breathe that in. Okay, I've seen 3 examples. Oh, it's Fuentes. We need to burn our MAGA hats. That's the only language Trump will understand. Americans are pissed. Dude, this is crazy. What the fuck are they cooking at Times of India, bro? We the people are pissed off. Fire. Fire. Literally. I'm confused what's happening. This is just a video of people burning their MAGA hats, I guess, because they're mad about Epstein. Gnome takes questions from reporters at briefing touting illegal immigrant crackdown. Bro, they're just constantly being like, we're doing such a good job. It's so disgusting. They're so dishonest. Anyway, I'm over this. The fucking State Department is over. I don't understand. Thank you, India. Very cool. Moments like these make me believe India, #1, India is lion. I agree. India is massive lion. Here.
The search can...
For the last words on the flood, let's hear from the Texas State Senate blasting woefully pathetic flood response from the Trump admin.
Continues for at least 166 people still missing in Central Texas more than a week.
Yeah, Lex is vacuuming.
after that area's deadliest flooding in more than a century. At least 129 are confirmed dead across 6 counties. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump visited hard-hit Kerr County on Friday, meeting with first responders and touring the flood-ravaged area. The president's visit to Texas comes amid growing questions over the future of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which he previously pledged to wind down, as well as his administration's response.
What the fuck do you mean, wind down?
To the flooding.
It's easy to sit back and say, oh, what could have happened here or there, you know.
Hasn't Epstein's list been out for years? Why is this news right now? Because Trump's Department of Justice said that there is no client list. Epstein apparently just worked alone. Their statement didn't make any sense. It was counter to everything they've said. And it's very inconclusive, but they're like, case closed. He killed himself. Oopsie daisy. He was just sad and working alone. It doesn't make any sense. That's why people are freaking out. Because they're like, holy shit, you're just covering it up. And Trump the other day, like immediately after, was like, why are we still talking about this? I don't want to hear about this anymore. There's too much going on. Think about Texas. He literally used the deaths in Texas to distract from it.
Maybe we could have done something differently. This was a thing that has never happened before. And nobody's ever seen anything.
But yeah, the flight logs have been out. There is no like definitive client list. The Department of Justice was supposed to make a client list based on the evidence that they had that, you know, presented an argument as to who he was working with, presenting a network. It takes an investigation to do that. But their statement just said there isn't an existing one, case closed. Which, like, sure, I don't doubt he didn't make a list of all of his favorite fucking pedophile clients. Yeah, I bet he didn't. You're supposed to do that. Do you personally think he killed himself? Absolutely not, no.
I've never seen anything like
He
it.
was on suicide watch, and the guards were asleep, and the camera was turned off. There's too many, it's just so many ridiculous coincidences.
The New York Times reports 2 days after catastrophic floods roared through central Texas, the Federal Emergency Management Agency did not answer nearly 2/3 of calls to its disaster assistance.
I heard about this. Yes, this was a breaking story. They were defunding the emergency weather services as the flood was happening. This was a fucking crazy report.
Line, according to documents reviewed by the Times. The lack of responsiveness happened because the agency had fired hundreds of contractors at call centers, according to a person briefed on the matter. Meanwhile, NBC News reports that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who oversees FEMA, has tightened her grip. Noem now requires that all agency spending costing more than $100,000 be personally approved by her.
Dude, that's crazy. It's literally just so she could fund ICE as much as she wants. It's also it could go to ICE.
And CNN was first to report that Noem did not authorize FEMA's deployment of urban search and rescue teams until Monday, more than 72 hours after the flooding began. And then